Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to introduce you to some of the tools of the trade and some of the things that you need to get started to be a fiber artist. Sounds a little weird for me to call myself a fiber artist because I don't know that I'm worthy of that term, but I do make yarn from wool. So I am considered a fiber artist. So consider yourself that if you make anything from wool or any other type of fiber. So here in just a few minutes, we are going to go into the workshop and I will introduce you to some of the things that I got started with and show you some of the things that I have then ended up with. I think I said this on my last video. I got started because I wanted to make socks. I wanted to spin my own yarn so that I could make socks. And so here we are. Now I have 41 ewes and 5 rams and a wether and 3 different breeds and Angora bunnies. So it can be a really easy rabbit hole to go down, but you don't have to start with your own fiber animal. So stick with me. We're fixing to go into the shop and I'll show you some of my fun things that I have in there. Okay, so here we are. I wanted to first introduce you to the very first thing that I ever bought as far as the tool is concerned, and that was my spinning wheel. This is a Schacht, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. As you can see there, this is called a Schacht Sidekick. Okay, so here's just a quick little rundown. It is a double treadle, meaning it has 2 foot pedals. It is a single drive, 1 belt, and it has a Scotch tension. If I can get my fingers in here, not there, right here, Scotch tension. Now, the wheel did not come with this. This is a Jumbo Flyer plier, if I said all of that in the right order. The reason I have this is because I keep this entire wheel ready and set up just for doing my plying. That way, when I'm done spinning, I can get straight to plying on this. This gives me a much larger bobbin. Can't really compare it to anything at the moment, but it's very large so that when you're plying 2 yarns together, 2 singles together, you know, it really stacks up and gets rather large. And so this gives it a much larger space to be able to ply on. But that is where she all began. Like I said, I bought her used, but she has served me well. So now I want to introduce you to my Ashford Traveler. This was a Christmas gift from my husband and probably my most favorite tool of the trade. I absolutely love spinning. Spinning is something that I could do it all day long if I had the time to do that. And this little jewel has been probably my most favorite. Did I say Ashford Traveler? Can't remember if I said that. That's what this is. Ashford is company out of New Zealand. Okay, so here she is. And if we really zoom in, you're gonna be able to see she is dirty. Lots of dirt, but it is because she is used on the daily. She is a double treadle because she's got the 2 pedals. She is a double drive. So we have 2 drive bands, which are basically just strings. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I've got the 3 bobbin holders, which I also use as my Lazy Kate when I'm plying. Since I mentioned a Lazy Kate in that last clip, I just wanted to show you what a separate Lazy Kate can look like. I don't know the brand of this one. I can't find a stamp on it anywhere. I just don't remember, so I apologize for that. But this is a Lazy Kate, and it holds 3 bobbins. You can put one here, and one here. You have a tension band. You can see the spring down there so that if you need to, if they are when you're plying and you're pulling the threads off, it's not, you need a little more tension so that they're not flying and flipping around everywhere. That's what the tension band is for. But that is a separate Lazy Kate. Okay, this is my drum carder. It is a Louet Bluet, however you want to pronounce that. This has been an absolute, very helpful tool. I could not do a lot of the things that I do without it. It is a hand crank, as you can see, so there is some manual labor involved. It's very dirty. The liquor in, which is what this little thing right here is called, because you feed the fiber this way, it licks it in, puts it on top of this one, and I'll make some videos at some point when we're talking about processing. As that is spinning around and around, it's carding, it's brushing, it's trying to align the fibers, it's taking out some of the VM. But this, I have to say, is a very helpful tool. Okay, I wanted to show you some combs. Now, these combs are my preferred method for getting the fiber ready to spin. These are from BAM Fiberworks. I'm gonna see if you can see the stamp. Oh, it's gonna be too blurry. I got these off of Etsy. You can get them lots of different places, and you can get all kinds. You can get Ashford and Shat. I mean, there's all kinds of brands. These are just BAM Fiberworks. I found them to be a very good deal. These are either the fine or extra fine. You get the size comb you need according to the fiber that you're spinning. And since I do Shetland and Finn, those are two of the breeds that I raise, then I need the fine or the extra fine because that's the type of fleeces they have. They come with these magnetic caps. You can see how sharp the combs are, but you want to keep these on when you're not using them because they could be a weapon. But these are combs, and honestly, I prefer to comb my fiber than to card it. This makes it really aligns the fibers. Let me just show you. This is a little bird's nest that I did with the combs. They just unroll, so you've got this little, it's rolling. It's called comb top, and I fold them into little, what I call bird's nests. I think a lot of people call them that. I think that's where I got it. It's from someone else. But you can see how, I hope you can see that. So when you're spinning, you can draft that out. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, and here we go. I've got a Niddy Noddy, kind of a cute little name, and not naughty as in bad, N-O-D-D-Y. A Niddy Noddy is another tool that you can use when you've finished plying. Say, I usually do 2-ply. So when I take 2 singles yarns and ply them together, you pull them off and put them on this Niddy Noddy. A Niddy Noddy is it can be used for measuring as well as winding the yarn. And then when it comes off of this, it can be folded into a hank or a skein. Some people call them skeins. But here's a Niddy Noddy. So this next thing I'm gonna show you, I think it is a yarn winder. It is very, very old. It was in horrible shape when I got it. In fact, it fell apart when my husband went and picked it up. But I have a father who's a very good woodworker, and he fixed some things on it, really made it workable for me, and I actually use this all the time, especially when I'm working up yarn, like a big bulky yarn that I'm gonna be using to weave rugs. I use this because this just helps me wind it off of my plier, my Shat, the one that I keep set up for the plying. It helps me to wind it up really fast. I have the ability to measure the yarn into yards from this. I'll show you that in just a moment, but I don't have to necessarily measure, so I use this quite often. But if you'll see, very primitive, very large, very primitive. I do use this. I use this all the time. I will show you, I hope I'm showing you, I hope we're getting this. So if you look here, I've written down what an entire pass is, and that way I can measure if I need to. And so I would like to have made you a video, and I will make a video sometime of me pulling it off of my plier onto this. Here is my floor loom. This is my second loom. My first loom is a tiny little loom, but this is a Nylus Leclerc. It's about a 1970 something model. It is a 4 harness. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 harness operated by these pedals. The pedals are attached to strings attached to the harnesses that allow you to make things with different patterns. Okay guys, and here I wanted to show you my first loom. This is a small loom. This is called an Ashford Sample It. It's not very wide, and right now I've got 2 little projects going here. These are my little granddaughters, my 4-year-old granddaughters, who spend Mondays with me, are making scarves. It's a part of their Monday preschool. So that's what's going on right here. Got 2 little girls working on it, but it is perfect. It is perfect for someone who's learning or wants to learn to weave. It helps you to learn the whole process of warping a loom and how it works. It comes on a stand, or actually it doesn't come with a stand. Let me make that very clear. So when you buy the loom, this is the part you're buying. You can see how that moves, comes off right here. These will tighten down to make it so it doesn't move. That is the part that you buy. And then if you want the stand, this is the stand. There's not a whole lot to it, but I do recommend that you have the stand. This thing right here, the top, the actual loom portion, works perfect for me for traveling. I can take this off and it sits perfectly on my lap, and then the other part goes up on the dash of our truck. So I can actually weave as I'm going down the road. But for use in the home, I like it on the stand because I can just sit right here in front of it. In fact, I just pull it right up to the couch. And I can just sit here and weave while we're watching TV or whatever, but I can be present with my family while I'm weaving. And again, I highly recommend that you have one of these if you're wanting to get into weaving. It's just the perfect thing to start with. And there you go, there's the little shuttles that you use with it. Okay guys, last thing is this peg loom. This is a 36-inch wide peg loom. It comes with 2 size dowel rods. Those are the small ones. Those are the large ones. You would use the same size for your project. I don't really know why you would use 2 different sizes. The only reason mine are in there is because I was showing someone something with them. So that's why there's 2 different sizes there. But these things are removable. It's a very primitive type of weaving. You set it up at the end of a table. But this is a peg loom, very primitive type of weaving. And let me show you what you can make with a peg loom. Okay, so this is the kind of project that you would make with a peg loom. This was one of my first projects. This is a rug that I keep by my bed. Thank you so much for joining me again today. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section so I can know if I've said anything that wasn't correct. Or if you have questions, something I didn't answer, I just want to help you on your fiber journey. And I hope that some of the things that I said today might help inspire you, encourage you, or just give you the advice that you need. Again, please like and subscribe. That just helps me, and it's free. So again, I was going to be a little more transparent with you today and show you my wool cabinet and some of the stashes that I have, but I'm a little too embarrassed because it's pretty bad and it kind of makes it look like I have a problem. But so at some point, I'm going to show you all the wool and alpaca and fiber that I have stored all over the place and shoved into every nook and cranny. And I hope there's more of you out there that are like me so that I'm not all alone in my wool or fiber hoarding. But anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Thanks. See ya.